Hello, everyone. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate, and I'm here for another episode of Tuesday Tip at 2. Hello, everybody. How are you today? Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's and this week's Tuesday Tip at 2. Okay. Thank you for joining me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your queen of real estate and social media extraordinaire. Okay. And listen, I want you to know right now, I'm a PA licensed realtor. If you are in the area, if you're in the vicinity, if you know somebody who's in the area who is looking to move, relocate, if you're looking to move, relocate, I am your girl. I service the Philadelphia County as well as, but not limited to, the main line, Montgomery County, Delaware County, and whatever surrounding counties that's, close to Philly, right? So if you are interested, please go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, book.djmrealtyco.com. And that's where you can schedule a consultation, okay? Seller consultation, buyer consultation. If you're an investor, okay? If you're an out-of-towner and you're trying to invest in Philly, which is a great place to invest, please go to that website. You can schedule your consultation, whichever one you choose there, okay? Now, the other thing I have to say is, hey, new subscribers, how are you? Thank you for subscribing. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the page. Listen, of course, as I always say, we do Tuesday Tips at 2, but I do shorts. I do funny things. Sometimes I post little graphics because they got that now on YouTube as well. So please be sure to subscribe and hit the all notifications bell so you can be privy to what's going on in all things Danielle J. Mitchell, realtor. Okay. Now I'm continuing and talking about the housing trends, what's going on in the area. Okay. I'm talking about the area that I serve. And one of the other areas here is Chester County. I talked about Delaware County. I talked about mainline Montgomery County. Today I'm talking about Chester County, which is very, very big. It's a good size. So as you guys can see here, it takes up a decent area. It takes up a significant portion on the map here, and it's close to Delaware. As you can see here, it is right next to Delaware County, which is what Media and Ashton, all that other stuff. But you also see that there is a state line here, and it is right next to Delaware. So for those who are local, if you are on the 95, you're going to pass Chester, you're going to see Westchester signs, all that good stuff, because that's the line. It's literally right there. If you see the 95, all that good stuff, you're going to see that area as well. So just keep in mind, it is a decent town. Now, I will likely do next time around, I will do Chester Tredyffrin Township. I think that's going to be next in line. And a lot of these other townships that I want to kind of zero in on. But for today's purposes, we're just going to talk about Chester County at large, okay, which has some great areas in there. The areas I'm more familiar with within Chester County will be here. Because I service the mainline areas, specifically in Montgomery County, which, if you see here right next to it is Chester County when you're in like Wayne and all that good stuff. And it's right here. Okay. It's right there. So it encompasses some of mainline in Chester County, which would be Paoli and Chesterbrook and Malvern and Berwyn and Downingtown, so it encompasses some of that. So it's really going more north, if you will, North Main Line. But it's some great areas in there, some great areas within Chester as well. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to niche this down and zero in on some really amazing areas, because there's some good ones in there. Like I said, those are the ones I'm more familiar with as opposed to what's further south here. And you see Lincoln University is within Chester County as well. So yeah, just some tidbits there. So let's go into the history of what is Chester County. So according to the Britannica.com, okay, we're going to be real technical here. We're going to talk about Chester County. Chester County is in southeastern Pennsylvania, like all these places, of course, right? Consisting of a hilly Piedmont region. I think I said it right. Some other waterways are French, Brandywine, Rudley, Big Elk Creeks, Strubble, and Marsh Creek Lakes. Parklands include French Creek, Marsh Creek, White Clay Creek State Parks, as well as Valley Forge National Historical Park, very popular, located in Valley Forge, the site where General George Washington and his Continental Army spent the winter of 1777 to 1778 during the American Revolution. Okay, Revolution. Do you run a revolution? Whoop whoop. I had to put that in there. Chester County was created by English Quaker William Penn in 1682 as one of the Pennsylvania's three original counties. It was named for Cheshire, England. In 1778, Westchester became the county seat, replacing Chester, now in Delaware County. Longwood Gardens, owned by manufacturer Pere S. DuPont for almost 50 years. Okay, it contains more than an acre of meadows, woodlands, landscapes, gardens, and glass conservatories. Other communities include Coatesville, Phoenixville, Downtown, Kennett Square. The economy based on services, business and healthcare, manufacturing, and technical, and agriculture. Field crops, mushrooms, horticulture. Okay, area is 756 square miles. Population is probably more than that. It looks like since 2010 at 498. So I'm sure they're around over 500,000 at this point. All right. So those are just some little historic Britannica situations. So now that we got some of the historical stuff out the way, let's talk about what you really came here for. What is the average sale price in Chester County? Okay. So as we just saw on the map, it's a pretty vast county, right? Like many of these counties, it's a lot of areas. So when you're talking about a county and all the areas it encompasses, and that's why another reason I'm definitely going to go ahead and, point out specific areas, especially the ones that I serve. It can lend for a very big scale, right? So there are definitely some areas that are more affordable in Chester County, in particular Westchester, Chester itself. So there are those areas, but of course there are the two different townships in Kennett Square and all those different things. So where they have $800,000 homes, $1 million homes, right? So let's talk about it. The average sale price of a home in Chester County would be $431,000, which is actually 1.3% higher since last year. Average sale price per square foot in Chester County is $203, which is up by 4.6% last year. Okay. So that is really, really good. Another thing, on average, homes in Chester County sell after 26 days on the market compared to 24 days since last year. So I've talked about this before. I've talked about, hey, different areas have been affected by some of the trends going stabilizing or going a little bit downward differently. Clearly, this area has had very little impact, right? As far as trending or spiraling down, right? It is a very highly sought after neighborhood. And like some of the neighborhoods I mentioned, which are highly competitive, highly sought after, that is why it has not felt much of a bump. Okay. And even graphs that show in the area is very even kill. If you look at over the year that it has done, I mean, it's some ups, it's some down, but it's very stable. Some, no drastic highs, no drastic lows. If I look at the 3 year, again, it is gradually going up. So this is starting from 2020 to 2021 to 2022. And you can see, hey, it's growth there. It's going up, but it's not crazy, right? So, which is very good. When you see areas like this who are steady, like they say, slow and steady wins the race, if you will. But when you just see gradual markups, that's a lot better than seeing, extreme highs and extreme lows and all those different things. So the median sale price, it did go up by 1.4%. That's fantastic, right? The demand for houses being 26 days on the market compared to 24, that's great. That's fantastic. That is a good balance. Okay, a good balance as opposed to 45 days on the market as opposed to 7 days on the market. That means it's super duper competitive, right? But when you see that kind of 20, 30 day, that's where you want to be. That's a good place to be in, because that means that it's competitive, but not too much where nobody can really buy anything. Like nobody's going to win, right? Or prices are driven up drastically. As you can see from the graph, prices there have not been driven up too drastically, still pretty even kill. So it's just enough competitiveness overall in the county. Now, again, when we get more specific to areas, when I looked at Chesterbrook area, when I look at Tredyffrin, it was like 89% on a competitive meter. Okay. It was very competitive. So when you get more specific to wherever you're trying to move, that might change. But overall, it's very even kill, which is good. That's what we want to see. Okay. Um, there were 415 homes sold in December this year, down from 707. So that's a significant amount of inventory change, right? And shift. So that's a good thing because it keeps a balanced market as well. So even though it may have been high at one point, we all know that 2021 was crazy. So it was crazy. So for it to come down and be a bit more stable, that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. So as we continue on talking about the wonderful Chester County, they have great schools. You can find that information on all the websites. It's a lot of great schools in Chester County and the school districts and all that good stuff. Who is migrating there? Same thing. Who's migrating to all these areas? It's the same statistics. New Yorkers mainly, some Maryland people, all that other stuff. But you're getting, those who are within those little pockets where their cost of living is a bit higher. Now, even though Chester County has some high price, areas and stuff like that, again, comparatively, a lot of times to, some places in Maryland, even some places in DC, to some places in New York, it is still comparatively, you're getting more bang for your buck, but still able to commute. Okay. So you see a lot of DC people, and number one is always New York. Okay. So listen, that's it. I kept it short and sweet this time around. Again, when I kind of zero in on certain neighborhoods, we'll talk specifics. But that is the general overview of Chester County. All right. Hope that helped you. Listen, again, if you're interested in buying or selling, go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, book.djmrealtyco.com. And I want to see you book a consultation. Remember, there's no place at home, no place at home buying. I'm going to see you next time for another Tuesday Tip or Two. And that's it. Bye.